Hello, hello, and welcome to the Lyons podcast after dark. I'm your host, Loren Lyons, and we're back with another recap of WAGs to Riches, episodes 4 and 5. And back joining me is Adriana Alexander.
What is
What's
up?
up?
Woo woo! How you doing?
Yes,
How you doing today or tonight?
good. I'm doing good. We got a couple quite a bit to unpack a little bit, not as
Yes.
piping as episodes 1 through 3, but definitely something to talk about. But before we get started, you guys know we got to go over our house den rules. Again, if you're watching us, grab you something to drink. Let's get into it while we talk. Please drink responsibly, whether it's juice or your favorite libations. Help yourself, and then also for my guests, anytime you feeling shady, go ahead and grab your favorite pair of shades if you got them while we get into some things. And then lastly, of course, we are going to be talking about the show and giving our opinions on these people that we do not know. So please understand we are talking about them in the context of the show. So don't take anything we say personal, and everything is alleged if we bring something new to the table.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready to get into it?
Girl, get into it. We got our long list of notes, so let's
We
let's,
do.
let's break it down.
Yes, got our iPad over here. So let's go. We're back here in episode 4, where Sherelle and Portia are going shopping. And here we get a lot of fluff in both episode 4 and 5. In this one, we have like Sherelle's talking about her little spat with Chad, where they had, do what couples do at home, and he was hungry and she didn't want to go get anything to eat, and so he went to go McDonald's and didn't bring her anything back. A very petty moment, I guess. And then this is where Portia asked her, are you ready to be a wife? Because it's you're with this person, you're agreeing to do life with them. And so Sherelle says he has a lot of kids and they start coming after your finances. What did you think of that statement?
It's very accurate because when you get married, you become one, and
Yeah.
he comes with a lot. She got 4 kids herself, but I don't think she got all them baby daddies. Like he got all the baby mamas.
Yeah.
And I'm correct. It's about 5 or 6. So that's a lot to handle, and they're gonna want to pull from her. Sure, right now, of course, in the last episode, she was like, or it's coming up in this episode. All the baby mamas that he got, like, we're cool, we're good. But once that money come into play, they're gonna want it. They're gonna want her money.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think something you have to consider
Yes.
when you are pursuing someone. Do you want to take on their, everything about them, good and bad, and that comes with it. So I was like, girl,
Especially when she make more than him
that's
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
She does. Yeah. We kind of already felt that way, and then we kind of get it confirmed, I think, at the end of episode 5, where
Yep.
she is. So then we get Alexis and MJ. They meet.
Oh, wait, before we move on, I got a comment about this. I made a TikTok about that Ocho and Sherelle situation in the bed.
Oh,
I ain't gonna be too long, but my thoughts are, you with a man, you know how Ocho Cinco is. He's arrogant, he all full of himself. He commanded her to go cook him something. That was wrong. But Portia was like, these are the wifely things he expects you to do. And Sherelle's like, but I'm not a wife. Yeah, but you doing everything but being a wife. I mean, you're laying with him. Y'all having sex
together.
Y'all got kids. Yes, y'all got kids. Y'all sharing finances. Y'all making business moves together. But what you won't do is get up out of bed.
Money.
Yeah. What you won't do is get up out of bed and go cook him something. Now he could have asked you. And he also could have brought you something back. But this is the man you're with, so you can't be acting all shocked like, I ain't doing that. You're doing everything else. That's all I gotta say.
Right, like we're playing house, but then when it's not convenient, then oh wait, no, I don't want to play house.
I'm not your wife. Yeah, I want to play house. I'm not your wife. We could just We just signed on a property together, so I'm not getting why you can't make me eggs.
Sorry.
Hello?
A little bacon, 2-piece, like,
Real
yeah.
quick. Hello?
Yeah, that's definitely, I can see where they're probably both very similar in that they're very strong-willed. And
Yes.
it probably is like, I'm not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that, fine, and you're about to be married. So compromise is one of the biggest things, I'm told. So if you're not ready for that, then
It's not gonna work.
but we do see later on in the episode they go to counseling. So we'll get into what
We'll get
that
to that.
was like, which, um it was interesting. So but after this we get Alexis and MJ. They meet, I think, at Alexis's house, and they pretty much have a very emotional one-to-one conversation where, I guess MJ does like to disappear. And so Alexis is just like, what's going on with you? What's going on with your situation? And then MJ's pretty much just telling us what we already know and heard, and everyone has already said to her. And I guess she's just not sick and tired of it yet. But she wants to with Kodak. She wants a monogamous relationship. She has 2 kids by him, very fresh kids. So she's struggling with postpartum, which I can imagine, given that it's a very unstable situation. And it was one thing that kind of confused me a little bit, where she said she didn't know what she signed up for, or she said she didn't know what she signed up for. I think that was MJ. And Alexis says, no, because every guy is different. Yeah, but like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, but it's Kodak Black. You
What
do
did you
know
expect?
what you for. Like,
Yeah. And then she also said, you can't force someone to change. What I think with her 22, or at the time, maybe 19, 20 something year old mind, however old she was when she had her first child, that she was going to be the one girl that could change him. She was going to be the one girl that could sit him down and make him the husband she wanted him to be. But women,
right.
who are watching, I want you to know, whatever a man is, you cannot change that man. He going to want to have to change for you, and then y'all move on together as one. But you cannot change no man. It can't be no baby that do it. It can't be money that do it. She thought she could change Kodak. But I think in this scene, Alexis is being such a good, like, big sis, giving her the real, not sugarcoating nothing. And she letting her know, like, she was saying also, MJ was like, I mean, I'm not a single mom, but I feel like a single mom. No, I'm sorry to say you are a single mom.
Right.
And I hate that for her, because she's 22 and she's having to carry so much weight at a young age with all these kids, and she got to make sure they're taken care of. But Alexis kept it real with her. She was just like, MJ said there's nobody with her at night to take care of the kids or lay down and just hold her. I'm like, dang, that's so sad. But
Yeah, my heart goes out for her for sure. And I think that, it's so important that in these situations, like you said, you pick a partner that is actually going to care for you and your kids, like that's going to show up and be there for you, and it not be in a situation where you have to go, subject yourself to this and instability, especially with someone in the industry. Because it's like, yeah, oh, I think I can change you. Girl, get in line. I'm sure all of those women thought they could change him.
yeah.
And it's like, I don't understand. And I mean, she's young, but also so many other people, I'm sure, can tell you and you have seen that it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But in conclusion, she just needs to move on.
She
just needs to move on.
I think she realizing that. Yeah.
Like, it's getting old. It's not going anywhere. It's not moving. Let's just move on. It is what it is. Yeah. So we finally get to sit down with Sade and Sherelle. And Sade came in ready, ready to go. And Sherelle was just kind of like, okay, wait, because you coming in already a little bit hot and you calling me a mean girl, or yeah. And Sade was an hour and a half late. which I do feel like Sade did absolutely as a power move. Like, you knew you were gonna be
Oh,
late. Like
power move. They do that on Housewives. That's so true. I didn't think about that.
it gave like, oh, let me show up late just to because
Make
I'm
her wait
ready.
for me. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what it was giving. Because I'm like, dang, girl, hour and a half.
Albert House crazy. 30 minutes tops, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm leaving. Like, that's crazy. But they have a conversation, and it was a very still shady kind of conversation. Like, um, they both honestly, to me, just doubled down on how they both felt, but they kind of like respected it. And I don't know if it's a situation of when once Sherelle sees someone don't play, that she back off and like respects them more, or was it just like, you know what, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know. It was just
I
kind of
don't know.
weird. It
Yeah.
was
I
just
don't know
kind
if
of
it was
weird.
genuine or not. Like the apology Sherelle gave, I don't know if it was genuine. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know if it was genuine with Sade, because even her confessional, she's still shading, and
She
she won't
was.
stop calling her a mean girl, and I think that is hilarious.
Yeah. It's like, we know, but hey, I'm kind of here for her because she is one.
I am
And
too. I'm
yeah.
here for that. Yeah, I'm
Sade's
here for.
vibe, like she's kind of just nonchalant. It's just how she
Very,
is. So I was seeing a lot of that in that conversation.
very much.
Mhm.
So yeah, Sade says she doesn't feel bad. She doesn't feel like being excluded, especially with her business. That she hasn't brought to the group. So we were talking about the Keita situation where that was really being pushed to be a thing that really wasn't a thing. But that's being discussed without her knowledge of even knowing that it was a theme. She didn't like that. She's seeing how they're icing out people like Stormy and Jules, in her opinion, of Jules. And so she doesn't really like that. So she doesn't open up. She's very guarded. And Sherelle says, you know, that she didn't like being called mean girl, and it's like there's things that she heard and it's in a situation she doesn't know about, so she didn't appreciate that, and was shocked that she felt ganged up on. In this scene though, I started to count like how many times would Sherelle say, I'm here for money, I make money.
Yes, I put that
And I
down.
and that honestly should be our drink, our word of the drink. If anytime you hear I make money from Sherelle, I
She
watching,
said,
you should take a
she
shot.
makes too much money to worry
Yeah.
about stuff like this. That's what she said. I'm like,
Yeah.
girl,
She
you
says it
here
almost
on the
every
show.
episode.
You're here on the show. You're getting paid to be on the show. This is what it is. We see you make money. You don't have to tell us. We see it. Like, okay.
Right. Right. Um yeah. I think from it's free my people from capitalism. That's all I want to say. Like, free my people from like trying to be elitist. And that's just what it is. Like, you see it a lot because it's like money is not everything. And I do understand, yes, it's important to have and not to be lazy or not to want to be better, but like it's not everything. And it's just like, I need money, money, money. I'm about my
They
money,
make it
money,
their
money.
personality. Just like a little off topic, Married to Medicine. You having a party for a Birkin? Are you serious?
That was dumb.
That was
I would have walked
dumb.
out.
But y'all couldn't raise money for a fundraiser. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead. Girl. But you having a party for a Birkin. Girl.
and it wasn't even cute. Okay. We're gonna talk about
You talk about it later.
Yeah. But so yeah, they kind of get to a mutual understanding. I did notice that Sade really didn't also have the same energy about Stony. Like, she didn't bring up Stony specifically and be like, I don't like how you was icing her out, it wasn't cool. Because I do think from a dynamics perspective, Sade should be getting to know Stony. Like, she should be trying to develop that if she wants to have a long-term positioning, because right now I'm kind of torn with Stony as a cast member. I love that she stays on Sherelle's neck, but like, she doesn't bring anything else to the table, and she's kind of boring
She
to
really
me.
don't. She really don't. Because every time you see her in a scene, who's she talking about? She talking about Sherelle. Nothing else. Oh,
Yeah.
Rick Ross. That's it. And
I mean,
that or
not
that.
Stony. Did I say Stony? I mean Sade. Sade. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, both of them
Sade.
don't give much to me. And yeah, Sade. I mean, we'll get to her because she. Yeah, we'll get to
Yeah.
her, but she don't bring nothing. She don't really bring that.
Right. Like I think Sade should be, if she's talking long term, really should be trying to use this moment to connect to Stony and build some like relationship and connection to give her some fuel with this dynamic, because it's just like, all right, I love the, yeah, it's just, I need more. I need more.
Yeah, she's
Because she,
floating.
when she clocks in, she clocks in. When she comes for Sherelle, she comes for Sherelle. But I need you to give us a lot more. She's extremely guarded.
Yeah.
And with reality TV, you do have to be willing to open up and tell your
Mhm.
story
And
and be
she's on the
open with
other side
people.
of the group. She's on the Stony side. She's on that
Right.
MJ side. She's not on the
Yeah.
Sherelle Page side. So she
Mm-mm.
needs to get over there and build that so they can.
She does. Yeah.
I agree.
So we get the next scene where it's Keita and Portia pregnant. And I guess Portia talks about Keita, or talks about Keita with the situation with Sade. And, it's so interesting. Like, this is where that it feels to me like Ashley was trying to make this something, because Keita and both Sade are like, it wasn't that big of a deal.
You started all this. You stirring a pot. You telling the business in the group when Keita wasn't even there. A side note: Keita's yellow dress was drop dead gorgeous. But anyway,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, you're talking about a bunch of nothing. And these two girls who it's impacting, who it was between, are like, can we stop talking about this? That's why I don't like. I don't like Ashley. I don't like her. I don't like her.
No, she's messy.
She's
She's
messy, and
messy.
she always got them little slick side comments. She need to get.
Very, very.
She need to be
Yeah,
quiet.
she's very slick.
She's
Very
so
slick.
slick. I got
Yeah.
how slick she is. I don't like that.
Cause that did fuel the situation with Sade and Sherelle and how it was presented, because it actually added so much salt and pepper to it. And Keita was like, huh? Like, she was like, I mean, yeah, I thought it was weird, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't really know her. And, okay, like, why is that being brought up in this situation? So Portia was just like, I don't know. And then Sherelle ended up getting like the punching bag of it, you know, and it was just all weird. It was just all very weird. And so I just left like, yeah, Ashley is very messy. Um, but speaking of Ashley, we get her, she invites the girls over for glamping. Um, I found it very interesting. Well, Stony comes late, but I found it very interesting that like they all judged, was it Stoney's look?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she had
they
that black
all were
on.
like judging Stoney's look, but I'm like, you all look like you're going to the beach. Y'all don't know what like glamping is. No one really brought it in as far as outfits go. As only maybe MJ was more of what like you're going to go camping. Everyone else looked like they were going to the beach. I
Yeah,
was like, so how are you talking about someone else's fashion? That's crazy.
because it's just anything they can pick at with Stony, they gonna
Yeah.
come with. Goodness.
And yeah, and that's what it was, because essentially we got to sit down and
Well,
everybody just, yeah,
before
there's
that,
a
they
couple things
had
before that.
yeah they kept talking about Sade being pregnant. Let's go take a test. Da da da. I don't like that. Sherelle, Paige,
It's a little bit overstepping. It's
they're
a lot of it
overstepping.
overstepping, especially because y'all aren't really friends like that.
Let's get a test. Let's get a
Um,
test. Dang, let her breathe. If she
like,
was, I was stressing her out.
right, and she can tell you when she's ready, if she is pregnant, or she just wants to be sober, well, around y'all,
What
and
if she
she's
wanted to just be
started.
sober, and now y'all making her feel bad about being sober? That's true too.
Yeah, that's weird. Um, yeah, that was a very weird situation, and it's like, I just got cool with you. You need to chill,
Yes,
relax.
true. That's true. We're not besties.
No. At first though, I didn't know if Stony. I know Jules was probably not getting an invite, but I wasn't sure Stony was invited. So at first I was like, but then she shows up and I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
During the prayer. Amen. Yes. Amen. Everybody. Ooh, why she here?
Yeah, you could tell. Like it's very. They are all following the energy of Sherelle. They are.
Yeah.
They just are. And it's sad because she doesn't have a fair chance to really like connect with the group. And again, a great dynamic is friendship. You need people to be friends and want to work, hang out, and do stuff together. You just do.
Yeah.
But then we, of course, get the teasing about the fashion from Portia being shady. But it's like none of y'all understood the theme, so that's wild.
Portia's so simple and boring anyway. Shut up. Shut up, Portia.
She actually is. She actually is very boring. So apparently Sherelle and Stony did talk. They made peace. But Stony is obviously still very hesitated about it, which we'll get into a little bit later when she talks to Jules. But everyone's just kind of Keita and Sade do talk while everyone's at the table just kind of talking. It was a very just like bare conversation, like they don't really know each other, and I thought it was just really funny how it was edited because it was just like, yeah, like yeah, okay, yeah.
And then Alexis, she tried to bring it up, and then Sade was like, "Girl, like y'all still asking me about this? Like enough, like." It's over with. Like, why y'all still? And Alexis, well, I was just trying to say, like, I wasn't trying to get into it. Sade's like, but you are. Like, we need to move on. Like, you keep pressing this.
Yeah, Ashley was really being messy here. But before we get to that part, we do get Stony to finally start like kicking off a conversation at the dinner table. And any reality TV, dinner is where things go down. Like this is where information is brought to the table, we're talking about something or we're having fun, whatever. So it's like, yeah, y'all need to be using this as a moment to bond. So Stony asked about sister wives. Do they get along with the baby mamas? Which I don't know why everyone was looking at her crazy, because you all literally are with men who have many millions of children. Why did y'all look at her crazy for that? I don't know. Like,
y'all don't want to talk about it. And then one thing Portia brought up in a confessional, she said, quote, I don't think people are being real about things. She's just asking a question that most of y'all at this table can relate to. And everybody like,
right. Girl. Like, yeah, like that's what was crazy. I'm like, every one of y'all can relate to this question. Why are y'all looking at her sideways? That's crazy.
Which is why Sherelle was like, yeah, I can relate because he got a lot of kids. We know. We know.
We know. We know. We know. And, the whole world knows. Like, so while Stony's talking, she goes, yeah, well, I'm number one. And Ashley goes, oh, do you think you're better because you're number one? And she said, no, I don't think. I just know I'm number one.
And it's like, Alexis, you so shady. It's Ashley. Like, oh, well, you raised your hand. Oh, Ashley, whatever her name is. Wait.
Because we like Alexis.
Oh, no, Alexis, my girl, woman the locks. My bad.
Yeah, Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Ashley was like, yeah, because you waved your hands up and you did all that. I would have said, yes, I do think I'm better because I was the first. So
I only have one.
And I only have one. I didn't come after, because he has a total of 6 baby mamas. Rick Ross does. I didn't come, I wasn't number 6. I wasn't number 4. I was number 1. I didn't know he was going to do all that. Why would you add that? Does Ashley's, I guess her husband only has 2 with her. Like, I hope her slate is clean because she pointed a finger a lot.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it was just like, are you trying to make this a thing?
She was. It's just like she didn't even mean it like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was like, okay, but I do think like it was. Stony really did a good job of not giving it life.
She didn't. I like that. That's true.
We can dissect should she have for the sake of the show, but because sometimes you have to
You have to, yeah, flesh it out a little bit. Make it a show.
Making the thing just a little bit. But
Right.
no, I think she did like stand on and be like, no, I'm just saying I'm the first. Like, what else is there? And then Sherelle asked, does he have a favorite? And so she said, oh, he got that love for me, or he got that love for you. She was like, yeah, he know what's up, everything. And they're just like looking and staring at each other sideways. And I was just like, why are y'all so much haters? Like, why are y'all acting like this? It just, I just don't get it. It
I
was
don't get it.
it was it was very high school. Like, oh, we'll ask you things, but we're really secretly judging you.
Yes. And she's being open about it,
Yeah.
trying to open up to y'all, and y'all just, oh, okay. Right. Mm.
And it's like none of y'all are all the same. Like, I
Y'all
don't
are all
get
the
it.
same. Yep.
But then this is where we get Ashley again being messy and asking Sade if her and Kita are cool given the situation. And this is where Sade gets annoyed. I don't blame Sade
I
because
don't
it's
blame
really
her.
petty.
I don't.
It's extremely petty. But in this moment, then this is where Kita goes, but wait, but why didn't you allow us to film? Girl, didn't this happen a couple years ago? Who cares?
It didn't affect anything. Life moved on. We could have talked 101. She's explained this a number of
Yeah.
times. And then the thing is, Sade, she explained this at the table, right? When Keita wasn't there. But nobody went to Keita and told her what Sade said. Now she got to explain it again because y'all too busy carrying around drama. Y'all not giving any information to Keita, clearing up the situation. Y'all don't want to clear up the situation. Y'all want it to keep going.
No, you wanted it to be a storyline. And
Yep.
honestly, it really shouldn't have been, like you said, it should have either been brought up initially with both of them, or they both should have had a sit down or something if you wanted to have potential beef between them. But I mean, it's now like, okay, who really cares at this point? And so Sade clarifies again, like she was not the person who voted to not allow them to film. She said, excuse me, she was like, I didn't, now that I know the circumstance, yeah, it is upsetting. Like, it is wrong that you were out in the blizzard. However, again, if production wants to come in and film, they need to pay. Like, yeah, or because you're taking up space that y'all all pay for to go and enjoy the game. So, and again, there was a collective group. So why are you coming for me? Like, yeah, yeah, it's dead. It's an old situation and it doesn't really matter anymore, like at all. It's pointless. So, but then we move on to Sherelle and Chad where they do the marriage counseling. Um Was there anything that I guess stood out to you in this scene? I mean, they had a pastor come over and talk about marriage.
Mm-hmm. Well, the main thing that stood out to me is when Sherelle was in her confessional saying in the past she depended on men to survive. Like she depended on their money to survive. And she never wanted to do that again. And then she began crying. So I think it's funny how now that she's bossed up, a little realty investor, she got her own money. She looks down on someone like a Stony who got millions from a man, and she worried about how Stony spent it. Clearly, I'm sure you didn't spend that money that you was getting from them men when you were surviving off that money well. But now you're judging Stony on how she spent her millions. But you can relate to not spending money wisely. And instead of being a better person to her and encouraging her to spend her money wisely or something, because you dealt with that, you have experience with that, you're judging her off those millions she allegedly lost or doesn't have. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, definitely. Also, like, there's clearly trauma there.
Yes.
Both of them, if we be honest, but like her with, she's like, oh, I don't want to trust a man. Well, you're about to marry him. You had a kid with him and you're about to marry him.
Yeah, that's true. She got to let go a little bit. Yeah.
You do have
Compromise.
to let go, but also I think it is a situation of, did you, like, you're with someone who it was known to be for the streets as well. So are you repeating the same behavior, but it's just dressed differently? I don't know. Cause it's like, I'm not gonna be with someone where we're testing out monogamy. That's crazy.
What? You know what it
I'm not.
sound like? It's another situation. Maybe that's how her and MJ relate. Trying to get with a man, trying to change him. Because you think you're gonna be the bossed up one that's gonna do it. But he's gonna be the same man before, during, and after you.
Yeah, like I don't know. So I was there. I mean, they just had their session. I think the only thing that stood out to me was like the chef. Um, she cooked oxtails, cabbage, and peas. And personally, if you cooking that and we having counseling session, we might as well cancel, reschedule, because there's no way I'm listening to you and I got oxtails in front of me.
Ooh,
Like,
I can
I was
smell it
like,
right
baby,
now.
baby, hold on. Let's pick this back up once I finish. Like, sucking on this bone. Like, I'm not. Oxtails hate to see me coming. It's not, I would hear nothing you are saying. I would be too busy just gobbling up no oxtails. Absolutely not.
You can tell we from
I said,
Florida. Girl.
oh.
Mm-mm.
I said, oh, it's no way. I wouldn't have heard nothing that man said. Nothing.
Oh, it did look good though. That was the main
Oh,
thing.
it looks so good. Ooh, it looks so good. So, yeah. But yeah, we got that scene. Then which is interesting. We end the show where Stoney and Jules do meet at her boutique. How did you feel about this scene? Before I give details, how did you feel about this?
Both of these girls are fake because we just got an apology with Stony and Sherelle. And now Stony's sitting here talking about Sherelle got a group chat with 8 women that Chad is sleeping with. Their first date was in a motel, being shady. Stony's still harboring that not hate, but harboring that disrespect that she got from Sherelle. And now she's trying to get back at her by spreading rumors about her. It looks really high school. And then Jules, you sitting here mad at Sherelle because she wasn't there for you as a friend, but you being fake talking about Sherelle to Stony. I could have did without this scene, but this scene was very telling that both of these girls are trying to play victim, but they're just as bad as the person they're talking about, which is Sherelle.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a misplacement for me as
Yes.
well. Like so in this scene we have where Stoney reveals information about how Sherelle and Ocho Cinco met. I think they met like she said on a boat or something like that. I don't remember. She said they met a weird way. And I'm like, yeah, Sherelle already told us this in her first confessional. Oh, yeah, they were just a one night stand. So we knew this already.
Yep.
And then Stoney didn't feel genuine about the invite to Ashley's house. The energy is weird, which I do agree. They didn't pick everything that Stoney did say. I will agree to that. So then again, this is where she talks about like she is in contact with women who are sleeping with Ocho Cinco. If you're gonna say that, I feel like you need to drop the receipts because you're just now gossiping. Jules was a little hesitant in receiving that information, but I just think if I'm gonna drop information about this, I need to be tactical. And this just how you dropped it to me was just not how you played this. Why am I telling Jules? She has no pull in the group. She has no leverage, no power in this group whatsoever, especially after the situation.
Yep.
You should have been dropping this with a Sade or even
Yes.
an Alexis or
Alexis.
someone
Dang,
else
that's true.
like who can actually bring it to the group and it ignite something, or she herself should have brought it when Sherelle was questioning her past. Like,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
but I
Yep.
know you do X, Y, and Z. If we're
Both
talking,
there. Yeah.
because there is a strategy to this. There's a strategy to
Strategy.
this. So it's like it was a complete misplace, and it just felt so random. It was just
And
like, okay,
yeah.
you could have kept
And
this
for
to
it to
yourself.
close out the episode was weak.
It was very weak.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But that could honestly, we could also blame that on a production issue as well. But this is a season 1. Ladies are new, but it was just a complete
Because that,
like,
yeah, that's true. Who was it? On Housewives of Atlanta, the bone collector, was it Cynthia? I forgot who the bone collector was, but who's going to
Yeah.
carry that information to the group or that next person who goes to the group?
It-
This
right.
conversation started and stopped in that boutique. It didn't go anywhere. You're
Right.
not gonna grow and build yourself as a character on this show,
No.
giving information to someone who has a body out the door, not a foot. Jules is out, a body out the door. It's
Right.
not gonna
She's
go
probably not
nowhere.
being asked back.
No.
Yeah. No. So I just didn't, yeah, I wasn't, I was like, this was a hard miss. Hard miss. I mean, I think the only thing that can come out of it is like when we get season 2, because Sherelle has now seen it, that it's a thing, or they are still rocky, but it doesn't matter now because
Doesn't matter.
you know, I don't think it, yeah. But anyway, so anything else for episode 4 that you want to bring up?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Mhm.
Pretty straightforward episode for sure. So then we move on to episode 5, where this was actually a quite shorter episode as well. We get some stuff about their lives where Portia is pregnant. So we see her go to her doctor's appointment. We then get some things we actually get a scene with Sade and her fiance of 8 years. They go and do like an excursion on a boat, like a car boat. And so we get to see them hang out, which I understood what production was trying to do here. Give some more context to Sade. I think I still stand on what I'm saying is like she's gonna have to give a little bit more.
Because the only thing, it was a little scene. I mean, could live without it. But I will say, I don't think Sade is, neither one of those two are comfortable because he's not under an NFL contract. And they're living this lavish lifestyle, having to pay all these bills, I'm sure they're thinking. And she's like, yeah, while he's figuring out his free agency, or spending more time together and this and that. I'm like, y'all are really panicking inside because he needs to get signed to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they're panicking.
Yeah,
but
they are.
Nice to see them together though.
Yeah, and I don't, mind fluff if they are interesting. So it was, but I get it. They were trying to give her some more time, and as they should. But yeah, my feelings still stand with her. But the biggest thing that came out of this episode was Sherelle wants to partner with, or she is now wanting to expand her group and partner with a bigger agency that would help fund more of marketing dollars and connections. So she, she had a conversation with MJ, which they bring up reputation and bring up, again, like we've been saying, MJ does not make the company look good in what she does on her outside time because she's literally being arrested. But I guess MJ is now like, I'm gonna do well. I got this. We're gonna do better. So they all go and they meet this investor. All her brokers, they aren't her brokers, or agents, go and meet the investor, and they're gonna have like a big party to announce the partnership that they have with the company. So, yeah, I think that was the biggest part, I think, of the episode, was that we got to see her party in her event. Everyone was invited but Jules, obviously. So even Stoney was there, and Stoney and Sherelle did talk. Now, how did you feel about this conversation?
I put in capital letters, both of them are fake. That's what I put. Because I think both of them, but I think at this point, looking at it from the outside in, Stoney's looking more fake than Sherelle right now. Because according to the sequence of the show, you was just talking about her with Jules. And now oh my gosh, you apologize. Wow, I really appreciate that. And then just a moment before that, she was talking to Sade and Portia about coexisting and still having fun.
Yes. Or was it Ashley or Portia?
It was Portia.
Because
It was
I
Portia.
thought I thought Ashley did come up to her and was like, that's my girl. So I was ready to. I don't, but maybe that was Portia, and I was just like, okay.
Okay.
Um, and then be like, well, maybe we can coexist. Why are we? Y'all are on a cast.
Y'all can't like you have to just make it work. Just like with Potomac,
Like,
nobody mess with Giselle or Robin, but you have to coexist. We got to get this money. So, but yeah, I thought
right? I
the
was
whole scene was forced and fake, and even like it was so much going on, you could barely even hear. Like production got to do a little bit better because you could barely hear them. They were
yes,
yelling.
yeah. They should have went outside
They went
or
outside.
somewhere else. Yeah. I wish it was genuine. Because again, we just saw the scene where you were just airing out dirty laundry, and I felt like, why did you do that? Like, you didn't need to do that with Jules. If you really wanted a fresh start, which is what Stoney needs in order to have legs in this group and in this show, you need to make amends with Sherelle. And I still stand on, they would make a powerful dynamic. Like, they would, that Karen and Giselle type of dynamic would really do wonders with the group. So,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me. So it's just like, I wish that it was genuine, because this, y'all will literally shift everything
Everything.
back together. And we'll see how long this lasts. I don't know. It felt like they wanted it to make it work in this moment, but I think it will be short-lived for sure.
Yeah. I will
For sure.
say, I love this event, seeing how successful Black people celebrating Sherelle. Sherelle does her thing. She has a
She
nice
does.
body. Like she got a nice body. She's accomplished. She's really a true boss. And I also want to bring up too. I love sports. I'm into football and basketball as well. I noticed in Chad Ochocinco and the husband's boyfriends were over there chilling. Right, Michael Vick walks in and he daps up everybody. But I think when Michael Vick dapped up Chad Ochocinco, Chad thought they were going to like have a full conversation or like it be a little bit more. But Michael Vick paid Chad dust and spoke to everybody else. And then Chad was looking at him like, okay, like I like they were
I
beefing.
completely missed that.
I don't
I
know why I
completely
saw
missed
it.
that.
And I watched the episode twice. I was like, ooh, Chad and Michael Vick got
Oh,
beef? Mm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go back and see that. I completely missed that.
Either
Wow.
that or Chad just believes everyone's going to kiss his ass because he's Chad Ochocinco. And
Because
Michael Vick didn't.
that's definitely how he stepped in, for sure. Like, in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever he sees someone like with the investor guy or his lawyer, we're going to see the next scene. I fucking love you. I fucking love you. Like, stop. Like, it's annoying. I fucking love you, bro. Stop. It's fake. Well, that's it.
Yeah, it definitely was, which we do get more of him in the next scene that ended the episode. And whoo, I said, my God. And you know what's funny? They're supposed to get married February 2nd,
Oh, yeah.
2025.
Wait, that's yesterday. Wait, that's.
I said, oh. Yeah, yeah.
Girl, let me check her Instagram. Girl, ain't nothing there.
Right. Oh.
Forgive me, Lord. That's not funny.
It was nasty, and y'all are getting married. This was a prenuptial meeting, like prenup meeting. And it got this already intense. I said, oh
Ooh, it
no.
was intense. You can cut that tension with a knife.
Oh no. Yeah, like, so pretty much they're both their lawyers came, and off the rip, I think she asked for alimony, which
Mhm.
I didn't know you could get alimony while married, that
Yep.
someone's paying you. That was new to me.
I never heard of that either. Maybe that's like
I was
past my tax bracket because I didn't.
yeah, I was like, clearly this
Yeah.
is beyond me. This is above me at this point. But is it because they have a child together, and is it kind of serving as child support?
Maybe.
I don't know, because with Real Housewives of Miami, I've seen situations with I can't remember this girl name, and her situation with Lenny, and all that it takes with being money, like with the monies, with divorce and alimony, your name need to be on stuff, this, that, and the third. But I have never heard of that. She wanted, I think, was it originally 30,000, but then they dropped it to 15.
Well, the lump sum alimony, she wanted $3 million a year on their
Okay.
anniversary.
Yeah.
And JoJo's like, his lawyer, like, no, we're not doing that. What the heck? But I don't know I think they agreed to just do, I don't remember what they agreed to do. I didn't write it down.
Yeah, this is above my tax bracket. So somebody in the comments wants to
Yeah.
break it down or share why on earth would somebody do alimony up front. That's interesting to me. I feel like that would automatically put me this is not gonna work.
Right, which is why we see as the scene goes on, it's like it sounded like a business transaction. Oh, he started off the scene saying, "You see how she's talking about that'll be when we start our marriage and not have a wedding."
Our wedding,
it's very telling. You see how this is gonna go. I'm like, and she's looking at him like, anyway,
our marriage.
Right, okay. That's what he said it. Right.
He thought it was so deep,
God, profound. No, it's not.
Clearly, yeah, because they're not at the altar, so it wasn't that profound. But 20. So then she asked for she wanted a percent, or no, he wanted a percentage. I don't remember the order. I think it was she wanted a percentage of the podcast that he's with Shannon Sharp, and they go back and forth with it. Which, do you feel like she should be paid or get something for the podcast?
No, I watch that podcast every now and then. Yeah, and she pops in and out, but it's nothing profound. She's not bringing nothing to the show. It's just, yeah, he done ate something. Shannon, you so crazy. I don't know what y'all talking about. She's not bringing nothing profound to the show. And they also asked, her lawyer asked, I mean, have you been selling houses? Do you know how to do realty? Like anything like that? He's like, no. So neither one of y'all, but they wanted 25%. Neither one of y'all need to get out of that. That's y'all stuff. But Sherelle's point was, the podcast started while we were together. I've been doing real estate. She wants to make it clear so bad. I was a boss B before Chad. I'm still a boss B. We get it. You had it before him.
We get it.
You say every
episode. Yeah.
We get it. You're better than him. You don't need a man. We get it.
Right. It was, yeah, I agree. I don't think, what do you mean? Because you've just shown up on a couple episodes, you should get a percentage. That don't make sense to me. Because then that's if anybody has a podcast, I think that was a point. Any guests, they're not obligated to get anything from the podcast. They're here, they signed up to be a guest on the show. So it's why would that be a part of your business? I just didn't understand why they both didn't say, we'll just keep things separate.
Keep it separate.
That was just wild to me. That was just really wild to me. But I can see, if you're asking me for alimony from Chad's perspective, then why can't I have some, because it is when I see it from that perspective, I am okay, you want him to pay you. You want him to originally pay you $3 million, but he's paying you, I think they settled on 15,000, 15 a month. So then why can't I get, because she's making more money, and this is where he confirms it, why can't I get a percentage of your business? Because it does look like, and again, someone explain in the comments why you would want to do that. But from just looking at it, I can understand, I'm giving you all this money and I'm not getting nothing back. So if we do get a divorce, I don't make as much money as you. Why? I feel like I should also be getting some money out of this too, if you're getting money out of this with alimony. Because you can take this money and put it in a different account, and
it's giving she want to suck him dry. It's hey.
I saw that perspective as well. And again, I don't know the ins and outs, but it was just kind of like, huh? But why don't you just guys keep it separate? That's crazy. Like it's crazy to me. But and then if you decide you want to give money to each other, then you do that. But anyway, that's again above my tax bracket.
Same.
And then we end where Sherelle's lawyer is like, so we want to add an infidelity clause to this prenup, which is basic. And she wants to add it, and he doesn't like that.
Anytime he cheat, 500,000. That's where he drew the line right there. You know why? But the thing is, that shouldn't be nothing if you're not gonna cheat, Loren. If you're not gonna cheat,
there it is.
Why was that the one that broke the camel's back?
Yeah.
That's where he was like, yeah, no, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna happen. Wedding off. Both of them.
Like I feel like you should trust me. Okay, but I also feel like you know that you have done things in the past, and I don't know if it's with Sherelle or not. I don't know that, but why not in good faith be like, okay, because I want to show that I'm trustworthy.
You know he gonna.
Because I'm sorry, a man with over 10 kids, like you got to show me something. Like you know what I mean? Like I think that was the minimum ask here.
Yeah.
Like she would be dumb not to include that. You have like so many kids. I'm so sorry. Like,
yep.
I was like, okay, that should have been a given. Like,
should have been a given.
So
I don't know why
that's where it dropped off.
Yeah, that's where it dropped off right there.
It dropped off right there.
One thing I want to mention that I saw on TikTok, the scene, the Jules fight scene where they were in that club or that restaurant. And Chad and Sherelle were sitting down at that round table. And then the black girl like a Barbie doll, she walked in and sat right next to Chad. The way Chad was looking at her, and then he was like, oh yeah, I got a friend for you. I got a baller for you. He's a real nice guy.
I do remember that.
Somebody was saying, no, he was staring at her like that because he wanted her and he wanted a reason to like figure his way in to get with that girl because he kept staring at her. And I looked back at the episode, I said, oh, he was looking at her.
Ooh. We don't know. Yeah.
Well, no, speculation. Allegedly, he won't allegedly.
Yeah, that's because I don't think they're together now.
Yeah. So he might be.
So I don't know. And I don't know if it might unfold at the end of the season or whatever, but
anytime the men are in a scene on the show, I always look and see if they're looking at other women or how they're acting around other women. I always look at that to see what kind of husband these women got. Portia's husband, that's a good guy. I like him.
Yes,
he's there with her at the hospital. He's supportive. I like him. Sade's
I don't know if anyone else.
Husband,
okay.
He's real reserved, quiet. Ashley's husband, he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, I don't remember him, but yeah.
he wasn't memorable.
Okay. Yeah. So as far as dynamics go, are there people you think still? I'll put up the cast list because we kind of didn't for like the entire time. I forgot to click the button, but as far as dynamics go, who are we? Do you think there still should be cuts? Do we stand on what we said last episode? Is it coming together? What are your thoughts?
Ashley, she's full of drama, but she needs to stay. She's gonna be the one I love to hate and hate to love. Yep.
Yeah.
Who needs to go though? Is Sade, like we said this whole episode, Loren. If she don't bring more, gotta go. Keita, she's only been in about 2 to 3 scenes. We're on episode 5. Goodbye. I want to see how MJ develops as a woman. And moves forward from Kodak and becomes her own woman. I want to see that so bad. So she can stay. Everybody else stay. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ashley, we maybe aren't a fan, but she is trying to drive a storyline. I have to respect it from a reality TV perspective. So she has to stay. Of course, Sony, of course, Sherelle. Of course, MJ. I'm gonna be honest. I'm Portia and Alexis. I like Alexis,
Alexis.
but I would put her a little like either a friend of, or we watching her to see how her story develops. I'm sorry, but she really doesn't give anything else for me, and maybe we see more from her in the episode, and she might be good to like if she's gonna if she because she does play both sides, but
Very
if
well.
she can do it in a way of bringing them all together, then she can be valuable to the dynamic. But if she's just gonna teeter totter, then
Fair. It just
we
hurts because
need
I like her so much, but
then
that's
I feel
true.
like then I feel like MJ could honestly serve that role because but Keita can go. And Sade, I would put her on standby, like put her on, okay, are you gonna give us more? Then if you're not, see you later. But if you are, I wouldn't mind her staying because we do need someone to stay on Sherelle. Like we don't need everybody to be, oh, we love Sherelle, we love you, we love
No,
you.
no, no.
You know, that's very important. But she got to give me more. She just have to give me more. But Portia can go. Keita can absolutely go. For sure. And I would
Dang,
maybe
Portia. That's true
yellow
though.
line, yellow Alexis, yellow Sade. That's just what I think.
What does Sade do for work?
Sade is I think it's all swimwear
Um, let's
model or swimwear clothing line or brand.
let's dive into that more. Like, who is she? Like, other than the fiance of a football player who hasn't married her yet but got her
Yeah,
pregnant.
she's a
Like,
swimwear designer.
okay.
Sade, yes. So yeah, I just think but she just needs to bring her personality. She's extremely guarded, and we can tell. But she is, if she wants to do this, you're gonna have to open up. You need to find allies. So I think she needs to get with Stony. They need to become a thing. Um, maybe connect more with and Ashley could be interesting to see what that friendship would look like,
Yeah.
given that she's close with Sherelle. It's interesting to see. Or MJ, but Anna MJ, she definitely needs MJ too. But she's got to pull herself into the fold and actually want to be a part because it's giving that you don't really want to be here.
Yeah. That nonchalant, like, don't want to be in the scenes, barely talks. You got to push her to say something.
Yeah.
Irritated. Mm.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm curious to know what everyone else's thoughts watching this. Like, what do you think of the dynamics? Who needs to stay? Who needs to go? Yeah, I would love to hear you all's thoughts and about these episodes as well. There wasn't too much in it, but I do think as far as hopefully getting another season in, um, we can see some just come season 2. So, yeah, is there anything else that you want to talk about or bring up?
Do we want to go into the Sherelle pod with Carlos King, or we want to wait till after we do the review?
That's so interesting. I don't know. I mean, maybe that'd be that's so hard to decide because there was a lot more information brought to why certain dynamics are, but I don't really think it helped. Maybe we'll talk about it when we get to the last episode and we can give like our overall thoughts because there's so much we could say.
Yeah. And they also, Sherelle and Stoney sat down with Jesse Wu too. So I have to watch that, see what happened there.
I did. I saw that clip. I will go watch it. I would need to go watch it. Yes. Because I read it and I was like, are they really meeting or is it just she's talking about it? But we will definitely tune into that and talk about it. Yeah. Let's talk about it. That'll be fun. So yeah. Adriana, do you have anything coming up you want to let people know about?
No, just follow me on social media at Xandrixa or Adriana reports. Either one, I'm there.
Yeah, okay. Yes. And you can follow us at the Lions Den podcast on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Obviously, we would love for you to like and subscribe and share it as well. And you can also follow me on my personal TikToks and Instagram at Loren.Ashley. Maybe one day we'll go live on TikTok because now I can.
Oh,
Yay.
congratulations!
So, yeah, I don't know how it happened. I really don't, but because I don't have followers. But hey, we can talk. We can talk to those 30 people who support. Appreciate y'all. But but we will be back with another recap of episodes 6 through, I think there's 8 episodes, but I think they're short. So we'll either do either all of them, just finish out the season, or we'll just break it up because I don't think, let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah, these are all very short. So we can recap the rest of the season, and then
Okay.
we'll also get into some after show interviews and new information that's came out around the series in hopes that it does get renewed for a season 2.
Yes, I hope it does too.
Yes. Well, that is all. Thank you guys for joining us at the Lions Den After Dark, and we will catch you next time. Bye.